Cash Cow DX is the latest arcade throwback from Pixel Games, the studio behind the brilliant Donut Dodo. But is it a worthy follow-up to that new classic? Here's our review. Donut Dodo is one of those games that really hit differently. There have been a number of great new classic arcade-style games over the past few years, but for as great as the likes of Annalyn and Galacticon have been, and don't misunderstand me, those games are great, it's Donut Dodo from Pixel Games that has enthralled me the most. It captured that classic arcade feel so perfectly, and it managed to do so in a modern way that felt fresh. And I'm pleased to say that Cash Cow DX succeeds in being another retro-inspired classic that's not to be missed. Like Donut Dodo before it, Cash Cow DX has a pretty straightforward premise. You're a cow who's traveling through a mine to collect your treasure that's been stolen by a group of monsters led by a disco-dancing pig. It makes about as much sense as a giant dodo bird stealing a chef's donuts, and I'm all for it. Cash Cow DX is a much more difficult game than Donut Dodo, at least to me. This isn't a single-screen affair like its predecessor, and it sort of reminds me of Mappy crossed with City Connection with a dash of Annalyn, if that makes any sense. You play as the titular Cash Cow, and the aforementioned monsters who get in your way, known as the Pig Pockets, do so under the leadership of Party Piggy. They have stolen all of your Mooney, and you must get it back through a variety of stages, each with a different central theme. The first area, Looney Loops, has slides all over the place, and a couple of Sonic the Hedgehog-style loops you can run through. There's a boat stage, a minecart stage, and well, you get the gist of it. Cash Cow has intentionally loose controls, which makes this game really difficult to just quickly blast through. You'll need to be careful to find a balance between patience and constantly running forward, and you need to be very aware of your surroundings. Thanks to the nature of Cash Cow's movements, twitch reactions won't always be enough to save yourself from an enemy appearing right in front of you while you're running around. Fortunately, the game never hits you with anything you couldn't have seen coming. Whenever there's an enemy in your path, an arrow appears at the edge of the screen to give you a heads up. As long as you're mindful of the warnings the game gives you, you should be fine. Cash Cow's innate inertia, though, makes taking your time a considerable challenge, so like I said, you've got to find that right balance between patience and persistence. There's also a pickaxe that you can get that works like the hammer in Donkey Kong, except this one makes you actually temporarily invincible. But the pickaxe isn't just a weapon, it's also the key to finding the extra letters hidden in each stage. While using the pickaxe, a special area will begin to glow. If you manage to get there before time runs out, you can play a Donkey Kong Country-style barrel-blasting bonus stage where an extra letter is hidden. Once you've collected all the jewels in one stage, you move on to the next, and this repeats until you die. Like Donut Dodo, it isn't exactly a long game. It is an arcade experience after all, but with harder difficulty levels and high scores to chase, there's plenty of replay value on hand to get your moonies worth. Unlike Donut Dodo, though, Cash Cow DX has a practice mode, which has been a huge help to me personally because I am not good at this game. I may not have personally enjoyed Cash Cow DX quite as much as Donut Dodo, but that all comes down to me not being very good at it. The music isn't quite as catchy either, not that it's bad, it's wonderful, but Donut Dodo has a beat in that department. But I digress. If the likes of Murtop, Annalyn, Goliath Depot, and more have grabbed your attention in the past, do not hesitate to grab this wonderful game. It's tough as nails, but it's ridiculously fun and well worth the cash. I recommend it. Cash Cow DX is available now on Steam, Atari VCS, and will be released on Nintendo Switch on September 26th. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you liked what you saw here today, please follow, comment, like, share, subscribe, and let us know, have you played Cash Cow DX? Will you be picking it up on Switch? What other neo-classic arcade games do you like? Thanks again, and from all of us here at Stone Age Gamer, keep playing games.